For the first time in the modern era, 4 Yamahas lock out the top 4 on the 2 Pramac Ducatis, Miller and Bagnaia going from row 2 as well. The 2 Suzukis as well, they pose a threat from row 3 in the hands of Rins. Initiate the launch control systems, those ride height adjusters, and they're all on exactly the same.
And Rossi both made. On the exit there at turn 16, Morbidelli struggled a bit, but he will just about hold on to Vinales in 4th spot, and Morbidelli and Rossi are starting to make a bit of a break ahead of Jack Miller in 3rd place on the Pramac. Later to outbreak Rossi in Misano at turn 8. You're going some. Credit to Franco Morbidelli there.
Yeah, great drive Rossi gets out, and also trying to keep Alex Rins at bay.
Yeah, the 2 Suzukis are starting to look seriously threatening, aren't they? Rins 6th place, Mir
15th place.
Yeah, Binder started 16th. He's still in 16th place at the moment. Thought Rins was going to fire it up the inside of Quartararo and Maverick at the moment. Vinales is still waiting probably for that hard rear tyre to properly come in. Second lap of Busso into turn number 4. Didn't quite make it through, did he? The Ducati ride height device to get that lower that rear end and get the drive grip coming out of turn 6. What a great shot that was. You could see Quartararo might just be attacking Maverick Vinales there. It was getting very, very close. Couldn't find a way through, but Quartararo definitely showed Vinales his front arm at turn 14. Back go.
Into turn 6 once more, still as you were. Morbidelli, who hasn't led a race now since Brno, of course, where he went on to finish 2nd.
Morbidelli and Rossi, they overworked their tyres more than Vinales and Quartararo. So how will that work? It's well wide there.
Really wide.
Turn 11.
So you've got to watch that. You've got to watch that track limit. Speaking of...
and with this Maverick Vinales really needs to finish ahead of Fabio Quartararo. Half a second quicker he was of Joan Mir ahead of him.
But yeah, he's catching...
Oh, he's gone down! Quartararo's bailed out!
The World Championship leader!
20 MotoGP script. Andrea Dovizioso's 9th. He could be leading the World Championship at the end of this race. That is for his victory hopes gone, his podium hopes gone, potentially. Look at Rossi, he's only 10 points down. This is incredible time really this season.
And Bagnaia is charging. It's incredible. Here comes Rins up the inside of Maverick Vinales as well. He's shaking his head, Maverick.
This is a different race. He's done 32.7. He was 6/10 quicker than Mir ahead of him. What about Vinales? Vinales are backfiring right now for Maverick.
Around the outside. Pekka Bagnaia around the outside of Joan Mir. No way.
Loving this. Vinales through turn 10.
Bagnaia's going to make light work of this. He's going to carve through past Joan Mir.
Long way to go. 19 laps to go, but he can sniff the podium already.
In the meantime,
he's wide. A little bit wide there, wasn't he?
Still on the last lap. He might not be on this one. Now, Maverick Vinales is a bit shaky.
Fabio Quartararo dumping it right in front of him, just unnerved him a little bit as well. That's Mir
wide
hot. And that's allowed Bagnaia through.
Plan A was to get out front and bolt. It went wrong from the moment the lights went out.
Interesting, you can see with that clear track ahead of him, Pekka Bagnaia on the previous
lap. As they engaged that rear ride height device, Mir was almost close to tagging Vinales there, wasn't he? In the first corner. You cannot, Alex Rins said yesterday, the only man I fear is Fabio Quartararo. He's now out of the race and this is gone. Straight through. Like you said, not going to have a top 6 since those 2 maximum 50-point haul at the start of the season. Who would have thought that was going to happen? A race winner. I mean, look at the names in the top. We're going to have another new race winner in MotoGP for 2020. Whatever happens here, lose 32.851. Yeah, Alex Rins was a mile quicker than the 3 men ahead of him. A mile quicker. Half we go. Morbidelli from Rossi. Jack Miller. Well, it just happens too often on a Sunday, I'm afraid. It does seem that track conditions change after Moto. Fishing praise on Yamaha for locking out that top 4, but of those 4 men, the 2 least likely clamour. Yeah, exactly. If you'd have asked me to put a bet on this morning, I'd have lost my house a number of times over. This is fascinating, teammate, as well. And he will be so upset. Let's get a replay of the crash from Quartararo. In wide as well. It was very, very nervous, very, very twitchy, wasn't it? Look at that, head in hands. Wilco Zeelenberg, Johan Stigmile. You know what, he was taken out, wasn't he, by Petrucci on the first lap in Phillip Island. I can't remember the last time he bailed out of his own accord. Oh, Jack Miller's had a track limits warning, so he's got to be careful. Couple more indiscretions like that and Miller's going to have to come through the long lap, and that would really crawl mechanical finish in MotoGP. Well, I'll tell you what, if he manages to get past Alex Rins, there'll be some VR46 Academy party tonight. So then, we are at the halfway point of this MotoGP race in Misano. First time, Steve, that Fabio ahead of him, and Rossi's got bigger problems as well, coming in the shape of Rins and Bagnaia. To Alex Rins. Fastest rider actually was Joan Mir, number 36. Yeah. He's lapping. Chris still going to be potentially leading the MotoGP World Championship. How many more twists and we've still got 13 laps to go. Look how quickly Rins and Bagnaia have dispensed with the pretty consistency in MotoGP in 2020 at all. So far, after 5 races, nobody has got in Jerez when he took his only podium of the season so far. He's going to have to do a lot of defensive work over these last 9 laps or so. Last the distance. Can Rossi keep them at bay? Rossi probably glad though that he did drop lead all weekend. Not a top 6 in the last 4 after such a record-breaking start. Mistake there from they're on him. He's really struggling, I think, at the moment. Not struggling, certainly struggling in terms of pace of Rins and Bagnaia. Rossi's been 2020 trying to keep Rins and Bagnaia behind you for 8 laps. Is a job like no other. Yeah, things on the Suzuki, breaking into turn 4. Be hard to get. Not want to lose this podium. Here comes Rins. He's got company in the shape of Pecco Bagnaia as well. Quartararo's actually coming to bits now. He's rejoined the race to make up some time on Valentino Rossi. And here comes Pecco Bagnaia on the inside of Rins. That was brilliant from the Ketakutan rider. Cavoni. That was bold and brilliant by the Italian. And now, someone's still standing firm despite the immense
Quartararo. It's going to be mixed emotions post-race for the Petronas Yamaha SRT team, because made light work of Rins last time round, and he's having a look here up the inside, and Valentino Rossi is boss as well. We've got the 2 Bagnaia doing right now then. So can Rossi cling on to a home podium, a milestone 200th Premier Class podium, because did not see this one coming. Incredible stories. Rossi then has got he wants to make it stick. I just want to point out as well, at this stage with 6 laps to go, Joan Mir is closing. I mean, we could still have 2 Suzukis on the podium as yet. Sectors, Bagnaia's lead over Rossi shrinks once more. Through we go. Yeah, they're running out of time here to try and get through on the Italians ahead of them. Bagnaia, what a resolute race he's ridden so far. His own Franco Morbidelli. Yeah, the 25-year-old Roman who was moved over to Sevilla to work with Valentino for him in the 2 Austrian Grand Prix after a brilliant first podium in Brno. And what a response this has been from Franco Morbidelli. Just at this moment, Dovi has gone through on Miller. Dovi's up to 7th place. Just when we were saying Jack's got Dovi the Grand Prix, and again Alex Rins cannot get through on Rossi. Rossi in turn trying to find a way through on Pecco Bagnaia. PB lap. What rhythm Vinales has got this stage?
Oh, Rins gone through on Rins, sorry Matt.
And that could be it.
That could be done.
Sorry, Rins make a mistake in that final sector.
Morbidelli is dropping pace.
It's not a mere formality that Rossi's going to get that 200th podium, because it's Mir right behind him. Is he going to be close to him?
You have to believe that turn 14 is where Rossi's now got to... Here comes Mir! He's going for it! They're almost touching!
Oh, what a move, Pete! Up the inside, there was hardly any room to make that move. Bravo, Joan Mir!
Rossi's now going to throw the kitchen sink at it. He's wide though. It's all gone wrong.
Mir ran the super tight line. Is there going to be late heartache here for Rossi?
Morbidelli comes across the line and he's done it. It's Samba time for Franco Morbidelli, who has finally take a bow. With a broken leg, he's second.
2020 MotoGP, we love you. Gutted. Devastated down in the VR46 side of the factory Yamaha garage. He did everything he could. Got 4 corners later, bang, straight through. This is just so lovely to see. It's a shame for Rossi that it's 2 lads and the master. I think Pecco Bagnaia as well has just asked the boss, did you get on the podium, mate?
Emotions with Fabio, but what a ride. Well, the other one made a mistake, and you know, that's the situation at the moment. But I think last year you could see clearly that he had the pace. He kept behind Maverick a little bit too long. You know your home race. You win that one. You know, you go over the moon, and he did it, you know.
Big deal with the issue of racism in the world. I wanted to hug the 2020 year. Well, the 2020 year has just hugged you back.
The MotoGP World Championship. There were 23 points covering the top 9 riders in this World Championship. I'm so glad that we get to come to Delhi. Now we've had 4 first-time winners this season for just the 6th time. We're going to